Shelmerdine has made a painstaking effort to document pretty much every event that would prove significant in shaping popular music.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
Purchase the book at www.rockandrollunraveled.com. Follow him at Twitter at R&R Unraveled, and look him up on Facebook at Rock and Roll Unraveled.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
By author Derek Shelmerdine.
Available now.
You're listening to the John LeBang Show.
It's what's cool on radio.
Mr. President, the President of Russia is on the phone for you, sir.
Tell him I can't take his call at the moment.
He's insisting on speaking with you, sir.
Tell him I'm unavailable, and I'll call him when the heat's off.
Whatever you say, Mr. President.
Now I gotta tweet about it before it becomes big league news. Hey everyone, the Big D here. Vlad just tried to call me, and I said hell no. I told you I was tough on Russia. Hashtag huge, so huge. That should keep him off my back.
Mr. President.
What do you want now?
CNN is calling, sir. They want to talk about your latest tweet.
Oh, jeez. Tell them I'm busy.
What should I tell them you're doing, sir?
Tell them I'm dropping a deuce. Forget it. Let me tweet about it. Hey, everyone. CNN's bugging the hell out of me again. Going to drop a deuce. It'll be hashtag huge.
Hey, man, you're listening to the John LeBang Show, man.
The place where chronic brain cell rejuvenation happens.
Feel like you're getting any smarter yet?
Yeah. So we had a big hoopla in the mainstream media about Donald Trump meeting with Vladimir Putin. Donald Trump misspoke. According to the mainstream media, he wasn't hard enough on Putin. According to anybody who dislikes the president, even some people in his own party, everybody seems to want war with Russia except Trump. Looking at this thing from a different point of view than most people, because it's not like I'm in Trump's camp, but I'm definitely not a Democrat, and I'm not a Republican. And I'm hoping the people that tune into the show have a wide enough range in their thought. Some people would call that being open-minded. I look at it more as a thinking mind, because an open mind can be filled with a lot of trash, just like an open garbage can be filled with a lot of garbage. A bunch of people got upset, and there's a lot of people. I heard people talking. Not just the elites out there, not just the political pundits. I heard what the common man was saying about the meeting between Putin and Mr. Donald Trump. The problem is they're saying what the media is saying because most of them watch the mainstream media. And a few days a week, I have a normal job like everybody else. And in this day in society, I can't believe it, but whatever, these companies have TVs running in their store. It's a new phenomenon to me. Started with the bars, and all of a sudden it's spread everywhere. Everybody's got a TV. Big Brother is everywhere. Telling you what you should be thinking. But I sit here and I'm like, Trump is trying to, at least how I see it, be friends with Vladimir Putin, at least publicly. And I don't see that as a negative. I know the big communist thing, and we should get into that. In fact, we're going to get into that in just a minute. But I don't see it a bad thing that Trump is trying to talk to our enemies to lower tensions in the world. If they are our enemies, who told us they were our enemies? The mainstream media and the political ruling class. I don't know if Russia's a good guy, a bad guy, any more than I know that Saudi Arabia is a good guy or a bad guy. They do bad things. Both countries do. And on a more recent level, within the last 20 years, Saudi Arabia is connected to 9/11, and we're still buddies with them. Russia hasn't done anything directly to the United States as far as some kind of attack. Yet we're still friends with Saudi Arabia, and everybody is upset that Donald Trump is trying to at least calm the tensions between the U.S. and Russia. And it was fine after the Cold War. Only in recent times has the U.S. had tensions with Russia. And you notice it was when the Democrat Party was doing the business of America. When Secretary Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State, President Obama was running the country. You can say, oh, the Ukraine thing with Russia. Well, it's none of our business, is it? Is that worth causing massive tensions between the U.S. and Russia? Is that worth destroying what the Cold War, what happened after the Cold War, where there was peace between the two countries? Is that worth risking all that? The Ukraine. If Europe has a problem with it, let them deal with it. Oh, I know. We're part of NATO, so we have to defend them. That's our agreement, right? Well, maybe Trump sees it like I do. I don't know what Trump sees. I don't get to talk to the fella. I don't get to sit down and get his inner workings. None of us do. Very few of us do anyways. And Trump is smart. He's distancing himself from a lot of people because we know, just from the Russia investigation and the hearing and all that people inside the government can't be trusted. So whether you like Trump or not, he's protecting himself because there are people inside the government that are dirty and rotten. There are people inside the government that want war with Russia. Again, for some reason. We want to have another Cold War, high tensions with Russia. I don't know why. And they act like Trump's being soft on Russia. He's put more sanctions on Russia than Obama did. He's been involved with that. See, nothing adds up. Nothing at all adds up. And that's where I start getting into theory crafting. And this theory craft that I've been touching on inside my brain here, thinking about this for the last week, because what I see looks a hell of a lot more like a psyop than actual, genuine reality. In other words, it's being manufactured. I'm not saying this is the reality because I simply do not have enough information and probably never will. No one will. Russia, for the most part, in the bowels of that country lies the heart of communism. Democrat, the party in general, has moved steadily from a Democratic party to a socialist party and is on a collision course with the destiny of being a full-blown communist party. You can't deny it. Look at the groups that are a part of the Democrat Party, and it is clear as day. They've left behind the more traditional Democrats. They've become Republicans. The traditional Democrat, the Democrat of the JFK era, is now one of those soft Republicans. The Republican Party is, at very least, a socialist party. They will deny it all day. They'll say they're a constitutional party and this and that. But none of them will have the courage to eliminate social programs, which is one of the hallmarks of a socialist society. The United States has gone from republic to democracy, where we are now in the early stages of socialism. And that's because the two political parties are there. So we have the Democrat Party, to get back to what I was saying, that are very close to being communist. Socialists for sure, very close to being communist. I'm talking the leadership and the people who have the influence inside the party. We have the Russians that are communists at the core. These are allies. They've always been allies. And the communists, for the most part, engage in these social experiments like the Hegelian dialectic. That's what they do. They engage in spying. Every country engages in spying because you have to. All the hoo-ha over Russian spying in America. I wonder how many elections we've affected in the last 20 years alone. But that's okay. If you're an American, it's okay if your country does it. But when it's done to you, you get all bent out of shape about it. So we have two parties that are natural allies. The Communist Party out in Russia and the Democrat Party in the United States. They have very much the same kind of viewpoints on the world. They have very much the same kind of viewpoints on social programs. But it's the Democrats who start picking fights with the Russians, looking like they're the opposition to the Russia. The appearance of it. Just because something appears one way doesn't mean it's that way. Then old Trump gets elected, who once said his viewpoints were very Democrat-like.
In many cases, I probably identify more as a Democrat.
But he took over the Republican Party. See, we're getting back to something here. I think the longtime listener is going to start catching on to where I'm going here. And again, I'm theory crafting. It's up to you to do the research and come to your own conclusions. But we got a man who once, we'll say, sided with the Democrat Party. We've got a Democrat Party pretending to be his opposition. They're also the opposition to Russia, a natural ally. Trump, who is, he's a capitalist, right? He's a capitalist. Capitalists can't be friends with socialists and communists. Just doesn't work, right? Except you can't have socialism without some form of capitalism paying for it all. And Trump wouldn't care if he's a capitalist anymore because he's now running the most powerful nation on the planet. So why would he care to be a capitalist right now? He can do whatever he truly believes. So what if just by chance Trump, and this theory has been out there, by the way. This is not a completely original theory here from John LeBang, but what if Trump really is a Democrat operative? He was put in power because they knew, Hillary Clinton, nobody in their right mind, no matter how bad the other candidate was, should have voted for Hillary in the election because she stole the nomination for Bernie Sanders. It's public knowledge. If you don't know that, you don't know anything, and you should probably never vote again. Hillary Clinton and the Democrat Party stole the nomination away from Bernie Sanders so she could be the Democrat presidential candidate who anybody in their right mind wouldn't vote for because of her extensive